We call the meeting of the Schaumburg Village Board for Tuesday, October 12th, 2021 to order. Please silence any cell phones, other electronic devices that you may have that may make beeping and all those other fine noises that we've come to listen to. First item is roll call. If the clerk will please call the roll.
Trustee Kozak.
Here.
Trustee Clare.
Present.
Trustee Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Dunham.
Present.
Trustee Madej.
Present.
Trustee Bishke.
Present.
President Daly.
Present. All present and accounted for this evening. Thank you. Next item is the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like to ask Trustee Clare to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
All rise, please.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Maybe you.
No, it's not me. Who's ever doing it, turn it off.
Not me.
Next item is the approval of minutes for September 28, 2021. Any questions or comments?
Move to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
6 ayes, or opposed? 6 ayes, no nays. Motion carries. Approval of expenditures for the amount of $3,183,271.
Move to approve the expenditures as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the expenditures as presented. There's no pennies out after that? Huh. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Kozak.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Bishke.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carries. Thank you. And now we get to do some of the fun stuff. A presentation. We have a presentation here, a proclamation proclaiming October 13th, 2021 as Schaumburg Boomers champions of the Frontier League Day to Michael Larson, who's Vice President and General Manager of the Boomers. So, and this is not the first time that we have done this. So this is really fabulous. Four times. It's unbelievable. So, but it's great. It was a good season. It was a lot of fun for the, I know for the times I was out there and all the stuff I saw posted on Facebook and that it sounded like everybody had a really good time. You set record attendance and everything else. So if you, yeah, absolutely, come on up, bring this monster trophy. Okay, and I know Allison over here would like to get some pictures. So let me I'll just stand on this side of it over here, okay? And yeah, just place it right there is fine, okay? There we go. Somebody hold up here, how's that? Yeah. Okay. Explain a little bit, so there's some names and stuff around it and what all is on here. Obviously the Frontier League, but what else is on here?
The history of all the champions in this league. The league started in 1993, so it's the oldest MLB partner league. It's also the largest MLB partner league. And we are there's only a couple other multi-champions. We are the only 4-time champion on here. And since there wasn't a 2020 season, our first one was 9 years ago, but we've won 4 of the last 8 championships.
Wow, very
We're
good.
on here a lot. And our field manager has now won every playoff series he's ever been in.
Wow, that's amazing. Holy cow.
I can think
Well,
of
let me
other
take a
teams
second
that could
here.
have
I want to
used
read
them.
this. This is a proclamation from the village here. Whereas the corporate authorities of Village of Schaumburg and the village community excitedly anticipated the May 27th opening day of the Schaumburg Boomers, and whereas the corporate authorities and the Schaumburg community took the opportunity to enjoy great baseball throughout the 2021 season for setting franchise attendance records, and whereas the corporate authorities, with great admiration and much fanfare, acknowledged the Boomers for bringing the 4th Frontier Baseball League championship title to Schaumburg, and whereas the 4 championships are the most in league history and the team has achieved the feat in 9 seasons, and whereas General Manager Michael Larson was named the recipient of the Bob Wolf Award for Executive of the Year in the Frontier League. And whereas the Schaumburg Boomers won a league best 26 games on the road during the year, and whereas the Boomers owns a record of 5-0 all-time in elimination games in sports, an overall postseason record of 24/7. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Tom Daly, President of the Village of Schaumburg, do hereby proclaim October 13th, 2021 as the Schaumburg Boomers Champions of the Frontier League Day. Signed by me. So, let's see if we can do this. Okay, I know it's something you want to take off. Okay, so if you can hold that, we can see if we can get this all in here. Okay. Won't take too long. Okay, and I've got a box, so here, tuck this under your arm. You got it? Okay, there you go. All right, thank you again. What a lot of fun. It's a shame to see the summer disappearing, but it was a good summer. Enjoyed watching the team. They seemed to have a good time while they were playing out there too, which is always a big plus. So, okay, thank you. All right, next item is liquor license requests. We have none of those for this evening. We do have a consent agenda. Consent agenda will be read in its entirety, voted on as one motion to approve. If you wish to discuss an item further, please indicate that when the item is read by the village clerk so that it can be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further under committee reports. Otherwise, all items will be approved as presented on the consent agenda and voted in one motion to approve. I'll now ask the village clerk to read the consent agenda.
Number 1, correspondence. The motion will be to approve the request from Community Associations Institute of Illinois to hold a virtual 50/50 raffle on October 27th, 2021, located at 1821 Walden Office Square, and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. B, the motion would be to approve the request from Midwest Nursing Research Society Foundation to hold a raffle on April 2nd, 2022 at Renaissance Schaumburg Convention Center Hotel, located at 1551 North Thoreau Drive, and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. C, the motion would be to approve the request from the Giving Group to hold a raffle on October 14th, 2021 at Timbercrest East Baseball Field, located at 120 West Beach Drive, to grant a variation to the Municipal Code Section 117.31, waiving the 5-year organization requirement, and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. 2, proclamations. A, Code Compliance Month, October 2021. 3, Health and Human Services Committee. The motion would be to adopt an ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 31, Section 31.028 of the Schaumburg Municipal Code with regard to the Board of Health. B, the motion would be to direct staff to work with Environmental Committee to develop an educational campaign pertaining to water conservation and the use of plastic straws at restaurants. 4, Transportation Committee. The motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement for professional services for Meacham Road Corridor Streetscape Phase 1 preliminary engineering with Baxter and Woodman of Crystal Lake, Illinois, in the amount of $171,624, and approve the required resolution. B, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for professional services for the McConnor Parkway Phase 1 preliminary engineering services with Alfred Benesch and Company of Chicago, Illinois, in the amount of $476,510, and approve the required resolution. C, the motion would be to move forward with the resurfacing scope, including traffic signal improvements at the intersection of Spring and Scruth Road and Bodie Road, and evaluate a turn roundabout with a future reconstruction project. D, the motion would be to direct staff to execute an amendment to the dial-a-ride transportation contract between the Village of Schaumburg and MV Transportation of Schaumburg, Illinois, and approve the required resolution. 5, Plan Commission. The motion would be to approve a variation to allow 2 curb cuts for 33 Aspen Drive. 6, award a bid. The motion would be to award a bid for cured-in-place storm sewer rehabilitation to the lowest responsible bidder, Visu Sewer of Illinois LLC of Plano, Illinois, in the amount of $331,339.50. 7, resolutions. The motion would be to adopt as Resolution R21-081, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and Baxter and Woodman for Phase 1 engineering services for the Meacham Road Corridor Streetscape Northwest Quadrant. B, the motion will be to adopt as Resolution number R21-082, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and Alfred Benesch and Company for Phase 1 engineering services for McConnor Parkway, Meacham Road to Gulf Road. C, the motion would be to adopt as Resolution number R21-083, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute a contract amendment by and between the Village of Schaumburg and MV Transportation, Inc. D, the motion would be to adopt as Resolution number R21-084, authorizing the village president and village clerk to execute an employment agreement for the position of village manager. 8, ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 21-101, granting a variation to allow 2 curb cuts, 33 Aspen Drive. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 21-102, amending Title 3, Chapter 31, Section 31.028 of the Schaumburg Village Code with regard to the Board of Health. This concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you, Marilyn. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
Move to approve, move to approve. Second then.
So you got trustee Dunham,
Trustee Kozak.
trustee Kozak. Will the clerk please take the poll?
Trustee Kozak.
Say aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Bishki.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Committee reports, we have none for this listed for this evening. Comments from the audience. This is a time at which members of the audience can step forward to the podium and discuss items pertinent towards the Village of Schaumburg. Okay, seeing none, moving on. Council report.
I have no report this evening. Thank you, Mayor.
Report, okay. President's report. I have 2 items to read into the record. First one has to do with the 2021 DuPage Mayors and Managers Innovation Award. It's done on an annual basis. I happened to be there. Village manager was also there, and we got to see a great presentation done by our Director of Public Works, Engineering Public Works, Mike Hall, put together by him, along with, I'm sure, Prairie Center staff, and it's got to be Rob, just because the nature of which it was, it's kind of a giveaway. But it was absolutely an excellent presentation, very good. Everybody loved it, and so they won one of the awards there, and it was called the Innovation Award. And it was submitted, Director Hall submitted it for the SnowStat application that tracks snow and ice removal efforts and reports progress to residents via the website. It's literally near real time. It's pretty amazing. So I'm not wishing snow by any means early here, okay? Because I just as soon not be shoveling it either. But when it does come, if you get the chance, you ought to take a look at this thing. Go to the website, and it is really, really cool. It lets you know where the trucks are and what's been done, et cetera, and all that. So it's really impressive. Did a really great job. Anyway, presentation was made by them, and they won an award for it. So congratulations. They also recently received a very nice thank you letter to the Schaumburg Fire Department. This is from Larry and Marianne Nyberg. They're out of Bartlett. And this is regarding to thanking two paramedics, Paramedic Smith and Paramedic Yamamoto, for a wonderful service that they received apparently this past weekend. They were leaving a JCPenney store. I won't go into all the detail, kind of skip through it, but basically the lady tripped and fell over the curb. She hurt her wrists, banged her forehead on a pavement. Paramedics showed up and helped them out, along with apparently at least one or two bystanders who called 911 and helped. She was in a lot of pain and had apparently some blood coming down, but the paramedics calmed her down and they assisted getting her on a stretcher, and off and away she went to a St. Alexis where things turned out A-OK, but they wanted to send a letter thanking for the care that she received. She did end up with a broken hand, or at least one broken hand, and some bruising in the other hand, a concussion, as might be expected, hitting her head on the concrete. But anyway, they wanted to thank Paramedic Smith and Yamamoto, and so the Chief Walters, thank you please pass that on. Thank you. That's all I have. Manager's report.
I just have two items. The first one is on the agenda, and it has long been a Schaumburg tradition to cancel the second board meetings in both the months of November and December. So I am asking for the board's concurrence to continue that tradition for 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to cancel meetings, the second board meetings for November and December of this year. All those in favor?
Aye.
6 ayes, motion carries. New business, we have none listed. Unfinished business, none listed. Trustee comments and mentions. Once, twice.
I have a question.
Okay. Please hold forth.
Maybe Mike knows the answer to this. How was the recycling event compared with other years?
It was good. We had 600 cars. We don't have all the numbers yet from the vendors, but it compared, if not a little bit better than years past. So typically we get about 550 or so cars in the fall event. So.
Great. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Trustee Dunham. Anyone else? All right, then we look for motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. We are adjourned.